starting YouTube video, clickety clack. I don't have a thing, so. Howdy Hey Cowpokes, my name is Conway Titty, and I haven't done a YouTube video since like 2017. I used to do tons of like little makeup guru videos and makeup brand reviews, and that was like the thing I did, and I feel like everyone pretty much did during that time. But I made a lot of videos from 2016 to 2018. And I felt the strong urge to start my channel up as Conway Titty, and I'm very excited for this new little growth and extra things that I can throw in to allow you guys to like get to know me and we get to know each other, and it's a great little relationship, you know what I mean? With my first video on the page, I kind of had, this was mainly like a gaming area for me. I streamed on YouTube here, and then I realized my system really couldn't handle streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and until I get a new PC, won't be able to do that. It'll just be strictly on Twitch. But yeah, I was streaming on YouTube here and kind of putting my game clips and everything like that, and I really want to shift this channel into something different, because I feel like you only get so much on Reels and so much on TikTok. You can only show so much of yourself, and I feel like a lot of it is usually just trends. And I'll lean more towards like outfit videos or makeup videos, and that's really like more of what I do. On the like safe for work side of it is outfits and music and makeup and just things on the interwebs. So with that being said, I want to be able to catch up and do more in-depth things that aren't, you know, hours long. And we only do so much on my podcast, the Ramblin' Podcast, where my partner Stoney and I have different conversations about topics each week, and those are usually like an hour, 2 hour long episodes. But I wanted to still do some sort of video format here. I wanted to be able to have longer than 60 seconds to talk about something or make just anything about it. I wanted to be able to have more creative room to be able to enjoy the content more, I guess. And I'm so focused entirely on my not safe for work content, which is a whole nother thing in itself. And I've been content creating for 8 years now, whether it's spicy or non-spicy, and I feel like there's so much I want to achieve on this channel, and I want to do and be able to talk about, and it's not super lengthy or super short. And you know, TikTok is so unstable, Instagram is so unstable, like all platforms are so unstable, which makes it very hard to want to create this long formed content and to be able to want to sit here and talk in front of the camera. And I don't know, I feel like our attention spans as humans is so small nowadays that it is very difficult to keep that attention. If you're not being hooked in a video in 3 seconds, you're not going to get views. It's not going to be published where it needs to be. And it's not everything, but when you're in the content creating business and have been for a while, it's a majority of it is the views, interactions, because that helps your business, and it blah 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 blah. Like I could go on and on about that for like hours. And I feel like that's the issue, is like I still want to be able to have a full outlet, because when I'm live on Twitch and you guys interact with me and hang out with me and we play games and we just sit and we chill. That's like a chill vibe thing. And then when it comes to the spicy, not safe for work content, that's a whole nother vibe in itself over in that little section. And then when it comes to all the safe for work content, like I said, it's all short form, it's all so quick and consumed so quickly by so many. Like I said, I wanted to have a space where I come on here, and what better way than YouTube? And I'm not new to this. Like I said, I used to make tons of YouTube videos all of the time and edited them all the time, and I really like had a fun time doing them. And I think this year of 2024, I think it's time for me to bring them back in a way of just with this persona that I have now. Back when I used to do that, Conway was not, she was not here, not a thing yet. She was being created into the realms, but I was still trying to find, everyone's just trying to find their own little path and on their own little way of making it here on the interwebs. Now I'm just here to make weird things and entertain adults. So with that being said, kick off your boots and stay a while because it's time to catch up. As you guys know, I take the entire month of January off. I have to do this for my mental health. Literally, that is the number one reason why. When you're a content creator, it is mainly a 24/7 job, career, whatever you want to call it. And it's intense. When you're doing it all year long, constantly trying to keep up with everything and managing multiple accounts, multiple facets. Like I said, I'm not just a YouTuber, I'm not just a Twitch, or a streamer, I'm not just only doing fashion or makeup or stupid shit like that, or over here only doing the corn. It is so many hats all together, and you're the director, the producer, the writer, the editor, the star. Like it becomes exhausting when you're constantly having to keep up with that all the time. And I started this about 2 years ago, and I noticed at the end of the year, by December of each year, I was mentally, physically, and emotionally drained from giving my all and creating and interacting and constantly being on the internet. I actually got the idea from PewDiePie. He used to take a month off and not do any content, not do any creation, not even post anything, not be anywhere. And I always thought that was like, oh, that's amazing. I wish I could do that one day. I wish I'd be able to do that, but you gotta work, gotta have, the money coming in, blah, 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 blah. And then I realized how important it is to just go ahead and do it. Money will always be there to be made. You're just gonna have to either work at it or be at a point to where it covers enough with it. Like, I will always take a pay cut in January because I'm not putting new content out. I'm not neglecting all the spicy sides because those are automated and I have things scheduled in a sense of like for that month. I'm not on it reading messages until February starts, So with the break, it gives me an opportunity to literally not be on the internet at all. I unplug and I go completely offline. It gives my brain time to fully rest. Like, I don't think you guys understand how, you guys should. We're in the 21st century. We are in 2024. The internet has been out for a while now. Social media has been out for over a decade-ish now. We're starting to know the long-term effects of it. Okay, we're getting there. It is not healthy to know things all of the time. It is not healthy, and we're not, as humans, not meant to know everything all of the time, be aware of what everyone's doing all of the time. And along came the internet, along came social medias, and then this is like where we're at, right? And that becomes extremely difficult to manage if you're not aware of it. With me, I become extremely depressed. Not only do you have like the seasonal depression, but like major clinical depression on top of that. You become so drained and burnt out. And I am also autistic, so the burnout is even worse. It is physically just draining. I can't even describe it enough of how intense the feeling is of I want to be done. I want to be done. I don't want to do this anymore. This is like exhausting. I don't want to be perceived today. I don't want to be on the internet at all. I'm tired of looking at all this. I'm tired of keeping up. And then you have the whole other half of you that's like, if you don't keep up, you get left behind and you're not relevant and blah, 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 all that bullshit. What I have come to learn over these 8 years, almost going on 9 years, all right, is that you have to give yourself a break. You have to give yourself time to recoup and refresh and reset. And that's what I do. So I take a month off of not doing any of that. And towards the end of that month off, like towards the end of January, kind of like, you know, where I'm at right now filming, I start wanting to create again, to do cosplays and outfits and make videos and be silly and stupid and ha 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 on the internet. You know, I am able to be more comfortable jumping back into it, whereas when I used to not take the break in January, I was just having numerous meltdowns and just hysterically crying before I would go put on my full face or before I had to go get ready. A part of this too is the whole corn side of it. It's the fact that you have to fake it if you're not in the mood. And I'm a firm believer of like, I'm not gonna make any corn unless I'm 100% into it, because one, my audience can tell. Like you can be a great like actress. A great actress in like the corn community and everything like that. Like that's 100% valid and there, but it is extremely exhausting to just have to sit there and basically do the dirty deed with yourself, and you're not in the mood. Like you guys, you know, when you're just trying to do it by yourself and you're not in the mood, you're not gonna want to. And it becomes even more exhausting. And then you just add layers and layers of like more shit that you're like, I don't wanna do this right now. I don't wanna do this right now. I need a break, I need a break. You just like, you literally combust. And you emotionally, physically, and mentally combust. So my month off prevents me from having minimal meltdowns throughout the year. It allows me to come back as creative as possible. I'm ready to start everything. And with that being said, YouTube was one of the things I decided I wanted to throw on my plate again after not doing it for so many years. And I have a different schedule now of how I want to manage different things, and I want this to be another area of growth for me. Whether it goes anywhere or not, whether I have 1 viewer or 1 million, it really doesn't matter to me. It's more of just a fun little extra thing that I can throw on, and also another area that you guys can watch me at, get to know me at, because I know I do make a lot of people's day. I know I do make a lot of people's just moments with in-person interactions when I meet y'all, or even just the online interactions. They have always been really fun throughout the years, but it's more of, we need that like middle ground content, you know? And I feel like YouTube is where we can put that and have a lot more fun with it. And now that I'm kind of done rambling on that topic, let's get into the actual like catching up. So Conway, you've been off for all of January. What have you been doing? A major thing that happened is I moved. I moved into a new space, and I'm very, very excited about it. I have an entire room for myself to create my content, and that was something that was really big at the last house that my partner and I were at, was the fact that I had like what would be a dining room was my office space, and the entire house was where content would be made. I was always in some area of the house, and it felt like the house not necessarily had to always look clean or be organized, because people live in their houses. It doesn't have to be spotless 24/7. We're living life, all right? I always felt like it had to be completely done up or themed in some way, in one area not, so I'd be able to have like a blank wall, and then the rest of the rooms would be like other areas I could shoot in, and I would kind of just rotate my content between each little area and spot that I had available, right? If you guys look on my pages, you guys can kind of tell like, oh, there's a pattern. Like one time I'm in front of a bookcase, another time in front of my office, another time in front of a wall, another time I'm in my living room, and the other side of my living room. Like I just made it to where I was using every aspect of the house. And then my husband we only had 2 bedrooms in that house. And my husband the other bedroom was very small, and he just used that as his office to do his little gaming area and kind of put his clothes and that aspect, and that was it. And then we had our bedroom, and that bedroom was also small, and I had so much of my content, my not safe for work content, was filmed in there. And when that was the place we also like actually slept. So that became something over these past 3 years, is it became sort of exhausting as well to go to bed in the same place where you're working. Now in this new house, I have an entire room that I can do all my content in, whether it's safe for work or not. And I can do everything here and be able to leave the room, close the door, and I'm done with my work, quote unquote. I mean, I feel like I'm never ever done, but I'm able to kind of take that away and go into our actual bedroom and that be a cozy, safe space and a comfortability and not having to worry about filming in there or anything at all. And you can't really see the room behind me. I have my divider up, but I am in my content room now and it's not done at all. I got all my office stuff set up, but I haven't put any decorations up. I haven't gotten my new bed frame put together. Like, there's nothing done yet. So whenever it's time, I will do a little content room tour to kind of show you guys all the little nooks and crannies of all this. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited that I have my own space to feel comfortable. Granted, like, I'll still be doing little pictures and stuff around my house, because that's just like what you do, normal people do. They take pictures around the house anyways. But there's just like knowing that, oh, certain rooms are off limits, and that feels so good. Being able to go into a new space and do all that was and has been amazing. The second thing about it is the fact that we did move. I spent literally the time right after Christmas, all I've been doing is packing. So literally my entire break was spent packing the house up, and then we decided to move on like one of the coldest weekends. I mean, that time we didn't really decide, that was kind of like the move-in date, was one of the coldest weekends where it was like negative, like super negative. It was freezing cold. It was like, thank God it didn't snow till the next day or later that night, but I felt so bad. It was just like, woo, it was rough. And that was also a really fun memory, and then kind of getting used to the new place has been really fun. But that's what, mainly I've been doing the whole month of January, is moving and getting situated and unpacked, and getting Stoney's things situated and unpacked so that way, it's comfortable in the home. And like I said, once I can get and take away this divider for y'all, it'll be a whole new little background. It'll be super cute, and I'm very excited for it. I'm pumped. I'm pumped to get this new space feeling like home and comfortable and situated, which is why it kind of sparked the interest of like, well, now I can start doing YouTube videos again, because I have a room where I can kind of be closed off. I don't have the dogs constantly coming in here or barking or being a little crazy, or I don't have tons of neighbor noise. That was a really big one too, is like, I feel so comfortable now. Another thing that kind of happened during that time is, obviously it's extremely stressful. Moving is always extremely stressful. And that was something that the whole month has just been extremely stressful. It has been so absolutely chaotic and stressful, but knowing that the creating space was going to be easier for me, like it's all worth it. And knowing I can sleep better at night and be more comfortable and blah, 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 all those reasons. But so on the one hand, the January, like, chill out, unplug, offline is awesome and really fun and nice to be able to just like catch up on reading or play more like board games, or just, like I said, just do things that are literally offline, just constantly be offline. On the other hand, this January was chaotic and stressful, moving and been unpacking, and I'm still not even, close to done, but getting there. And I think that's what's so hilarious is the past couple of years have been just like, chill months, in a sense of like, I can just try to relax my mental, like catch my mental back up, get my mental chillin', allow myself to take some deep breaths and chill. I think it's so funny that then the next time I'm like, all right, let's move on the time. But also it was the best time because I didn't feel like I had to create anything new. I didn't have, it was a good timing because I don't start my stream ups until February starts. I don't start all my other content up until February starts. So it kind of gave me a chance to move, pack, get situated until I start everything back up, which is, you know, basically where you're seeing the YouTube video now. Like I said, I could be sitting here rambling for hours, which is what we're basically gonna do on the Ramblin' podcast, which is me and my partner Stony Robbins' podcast. So you can listen to the rest of all the other chaotic stories and things like that whenever it gets released, which will probably be the first episode back. But I don't want to sit here and talk way too long. I feel like I've already kind of just word vomited all over you guys. What I want from this channel is another area of growth. I want to be able to connect with you guys a little bit better. You guys can talk and hang out. Talk and hang out. Like, I want to feel like you're watching this as comfort, because I put on YouTube and I have that as my comfort. I will watch it when I go to bed. I'll watch it when I'm doing certain activities. It's really comforting, even in a parasocial style, which is also very new to us as humans as well. But I wanna feel like we're at like a little, like, or we're sitting down chatting. Like, I'm sitting on your living room couch and we're having a conversation. I want that to feel like this when you're watching it. And that's what I want to use this channel as, whether we're talking about different topics or just like hanging out, goofing around. That's what I want to bring. I want to bring that to you, whether you're watching me on your TV or on your phone. I just want to bring that like comfort to you and hang out, if that's cool with you guys. Okay, so I'm done with that. I think that's all I'm gonna be talking about. If you guys want to find me on all my socials, you guys can find it at conwaytitty.com. Magic edit somewhere here. But that's Conway, TITTY.com, not Conway Twitty, which is the whole point of Conway in general. But it's really funny because if you type in Conway Titty, people will misspell Twitty and it comes to Titty, and it's great and it's genius, and anyways, I'll see you guys on the next video. Stay hydrated, stay safe, get some rest, and I'll see you later. All right, bye-bye.